A thread by Soul War. It's time. Americana Rising, a glimpse into the shadows. Daggers are out for President Trump. Everyone is speculating on what President Trump meant when he said the following. This may be the last time you'll see me for a while. Rumors and wild theories are popping up all over the mainstream media and social media as to what it means. Okay, allow me to peel this onion and give you my take. Trump has several reasons for doing this. The obvious one is a security concern. What I call the forces of darkness have had President Trump in their sights even before he announced his candidacy for president. A sure sign that they began to realize he was going to win was this. March 12th, 2016, Dayton, Ohio, when Thomas DiMassimo charged at Trump mid-rally. Just a nut, people said. World's full of them. No. Thomas Wichter stated this was a dry run for a suicide bomber, and I concur. However, Trump's private security and the Secret Service immediately changed their security protocols, rendering all gathered intel useless. Trump told the world and his enemies exactly what he was going to do as president. These enemies had spent 8 decades working on American institutions and culture to remove once and for all what they see as a threat to their suzerainty over humanity. Suzerainty is similar to sovereignty. Then Trump actually won. An unmitigated disaster for them. As I chronicle in my 4-part YouTube series, Trump Phases Out the Left, his first term has devastated the grip of their foreign influence on Lady Liberty's throat via 4 key fronts: the courts, education, mainstream media, and immigration. Too many of our politicians in DC on both sides of the aisle were no longer serving the American people. Our interests were addressed last, if at all. They became minions of foreign states and actors who pursued agendas that were not only of no benefit, but actually harmful to us. When you take their money, they own you. The biggest example was when President Obama had that open mic moment with Medvedev, the prime minister of Russia at the time. Patriot spooks, spies, intelligence community people moved mountains to make sure that mic was accidentally left on. They wanted America to know whom they'd elected. The next day, Obama appeared for a presser. He tapped the mic. Is this thing on? He laughed. The press laughed. He'd just been caught red-lipped, selling out American influence, national security, for personal political gain. Benedict Arnold, anyone? It didn't matter. The folks who'd arranged that open mic moment were stunned. That should have been the end of Obama's presidency. That was the day they realized the true power of the mainstream media and that it would have to be destroyed. The mainstream media frame all debate politically and culturally, whether you realize it or not. If they don't cover it, it never happened. Mike Gaff, ho ho, it is to laugh. President Trump has shattered the media, flipped the courts, is recovering, albeit slowly, academia, and is fixing immigration despite being fought every inch of the way, openly and secretly. Remember another funny moment? While visiting his golf resort in Scotland, a loon buzzed the resort in a paraglider, mocking Trump as below par. The mainstream media ate it up. Trump flees from Greenpeace. How do you make someone listen? He was a Greenpeace activist, apparently. The media chortled that coward Trump fled inside rather than read the activist's message. No. President Trump ran inside so his security detail wouldn't chop that idiot into hamburger meat. If Trump hadn't gone inside, they would have killed him. At least 15 rifles and automatic weapons were going to fire until Trump was hustled inside. But it was a harmless prank. Let me tell you something. Do you know why every person in a wheelchair, regardless of age or condition, has their chair carefully searched? Jack Gilbert Graham. Here's a very detailed article on what he did in 1955. I'll summarize for those of you who don't wish to read it. He blew up an airliner, murdering 44 people to get his mother's life insurance payout. He put the bomb in her wheelchair. People trained in security don't take anything for granted. What if some shadow agent had placed something on that paraglider? What if he was wired to explode in proximity to Trump? Did you know that a patsy was used to smuggle the bomb onto Pan Am 103 over Lockerbie? The young man was told he was smuggling diamonds. He died along with everyone else. This is the kind of people we're dealing with, and now the stakes are astronomical. As I've said before, President Trump is destroying the world they built for themselves that used abuse of Americans as the fuel to make it work. Trump prepared for decades as well to legally take up authority in the name of the American people to wreck that structure and return liberty and stability to us. Well, these dark forces aren't going to just let that happen. Hillary was supposed to win. That would have been the end of America as founded. Success. Trump wins? Oh no. Disaster. Trump has declared war on the most lucrative criminal enterprise on earth, human trafficking. This was funding a lot of the chaos worldwide. The wall and upgraded CBP and HSI are having a devastating impact on the cartel's revenue stream. This is impacting the Democrats' access to their dark money. You read that right. President Trump has removed the caliphate, and ISIS is relegated to the back page. What about Iran? They are no longer able to project force outside their borders. Their proxy armies are being defeated all over the Middle East, and when they tried to reassert themselves in Iraq by attacking our U.S. embassy, they failed misery. So, their terror master, Soleimani himself, went to Iraq personally to make sure Americans died. Whoopsie! In retaliation for the Iranians apparently shooting down one of their own airliners full of civilians. Double whoopsie. Trump has been reaming them for going on 4 years. Domestically, he's pulling the left's fangs as well. Dozens and dozens of illegal revenue streams set up when Trump took office. Remember the CFPB, Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, Elizabeth Warren's cash cow to leftist orgs? Boom, gone. All that money from the cartels? Boom, gone. Financially, he's cutting their throats with a smile. Back to why he's going to be unavailable for a while. In this thread, I stated that the left, in collusion with their foreign masters, launched an insurrection using foreign terrorists who were being given cover by protesters and rioters to attack America. The defeated main elements of the insurrection were defeated in 3 days. Remember those stories about Trump cowering in his bunker at the White House as peaceful protesters sent dozens of Secret Service agents and Capitol Police to the hospital. Everyone is lying about what happened. Well, the president doesn't make the call on whether or not he should be secured in the bunker. The Secret Service does that. They made the call. Why? To prevent a massacre. I've posted this several times. Chinese terrorists were at the White House, from Jennifer Zheng. Rioters outside the White House. Man says in Mandarin Chinese, go, go, hurry up, leave quickly. Donald Trump, Mike Pompeo, you need to investigate what kind of a role the CCP, Chinese Communist Party, is playing in this when the US and world want to hold CCP responsible for the CCP virus pandemic. So, what were these Chinese terrorists doing at the White House? Exhorting a mob of frenzied leftists, fellow Marxists, to try and storm the White House. They are attacking Secret Service and police as they violently remove the barricade, as their commander shouts orders in Chinese. Just as they think they've weakened the defenses and security enough, what does he say? Go, go, hurry up, leave quickly. Leave? Why would they do that? Why aren't they leading the mob in? Because those shot dead on the White House lawn need to be Americans, like these. They drive away laughing. The mainstream media has peaceful protesters mowed down by Trump's merciless stormtroopers. Every one of them would become a top story. Do not doubt me. It would be the end of the Trump presidency, as planned. So Trump was taken to the bunker to save lives. If the first family is secured, the Secret Service won't have to cut down anyone who did manage to make it onto the lawn. So, let the media lie. They failed. Well, President Trump's not going to fail. He knows who his enemies are: Putin and his oligarchs, the CCP, and the mullahs. Not Brent. He's not one of the mullahs. The MSM fomented Russia, Russia, Russia. DC tried an impeachment. The CCP deliberately released a pathogen, creating a worldwide pandemic. The mullahs prepared for war. Their attacks in Iraq were a start. Here is the finish. For those of you just listening, it's the Beirut explosion. On July 16th, Trump told the world he was going on the offensive. Do you believe him now? From Lyle Starseed, July 16th, 2020, Donald Trump says, so we have many exciting things that we'll be announcing over the next 8 weeks. We can honestly say nobody is ever going to see 8 weeks like we're going to have. Next 8 weeks, a very hot summer. Rudy Giuliani was ridiculed and pilloried in the media as he was in the Ukraine gathering evidence of unprecedented corruption by Ukrainian and American officials in the theft of billions in US aid. Here's how the press mocked him. Every red line is a stink piece. Now the left is using what was an initial voluntary social distancing to lock down entire states and keep kids out of schools to tank the economy and destroy the middle class. Hydroxychloroquine and Z-Pack is the last thing they want to hear right now. Trump needs to go. Trump tweets about kids being practically immune, and Twitter censors it as disinformation. If kids are locked down, parents can't go back to work. Get it? It's all about removing Trump by tanking the economy. Then, just a few days ago, Optima raids appeared in Cleveland and Miami. Optima Holdings linked to Privat Group from the Sharp Edge 1, August 4th. This is big. The FBI just raided the Cleveland office building connected to Ukrainian oligarch Igor Kolomoisky, who is a principal of the Privat Group. What is the Privat Group? Well, they are who was handed, apparently, $1.8 billion in U.S. aid, which then disappeared. As these thefts of billions in U.S. aid occurred, our U.S. embassy staff in Ukraine were not only not curious about the missing funds, they squashed any attempt by Ukrainian officials to investigate it. In short, Ambassador Yovanovitch and her staff rode shotgun protecting the theft. Privat Group invested their stolen billions of our money in real estate in Cleveland and Miami. Well, too bad, you foreign crooks. Ain't asset forfeiture a bitch? From clevescene.com, how Ukrainian oligarchs secretly became the largest real estate owners in downtown Cleveland. So, how's Rudy looking now, folks? Attorney General Barr took the evidence Rudy collected and has built a considerable case, I'd say. So, let me sum up before this becomes a novel. CCP, enemy, being squeezed to end their global crime spree. Oligarchs, out billions in real estate, facing prison. Mullahs just had a massive stockpile of missiles they intended to launch Armageddon, and it was destroyed. Owners of Big Pharma are going to lose billions they used to gouge the public for. Yup, they mad. You know who's about to be directly tied to the Ukrainian scandal? Yeah, this fucking guy. Trump is calling them out. He's gone on the offensive, and he's not going to stop. They are going to go all out, maximum effort to kill him, to try and stop it or take revenge for what he's done. They deserve what he's doing to them. Now it's all hands on deck. Everyone. If they can, they will. But President Trump has the best security in the world, bar none. So I'm thinking they won't. They may try, but they won't succeed. Like Alexander the Great, Trump won this war before he ever took the field, knowing himself and his enemy was the key. So, until the roar of this offensive ends, he may very well stop public appearances. I'm okay with it. The left will be delighted. Trump's hiding. We got to him. They'll build false hope. Biden in his basement has a shot. Trump will play that up. Suckers. The reckoning has begun. President Trump's not waiting for the election. Good. Let those that preyed upon innocence and plundered the righteous hear the thunder and feel the rage of angels. America will recover from this darkness swiftly under his guiding hand, and as dawn breaks with every faithful heart, will be filled with promise and hope of each day being better than the one before. The bounty shared by those who've won the soul war. To support Brent Cates' work, go to paypal.me/Brent Cates. Thank you for listening.